All right, mic check, mic check. Are we live? Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Highway 54 in the house. This is the Halloween edition. We've got some great topics, some fun topics, but we also got an update of that stampede up in Korea. Man, it's crazy. So we're going to update on that. And we got some fun top five scary movies. Some movie fan theories, and then we've got I've got questions there with D3. Happy Halloween, everybody! This is Fortnite. I took the mask from my
so
nephew.
You have to stand up and do the dance. Then you have to do the Fortnite dance.
Oh, they gotta do the Fortnite dance.
All right, stand by, everybody. Happy Halloween, everybody! Highway 54. It's Sunday.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Mic check. Highway 54, everybody. Wow, well, that was echo. You hear
Yeah, I
that
heard
echo?
that too. I heard that.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on because it's Halloween. But take all the masks. It's hard to breathe. What's going on? How's Maryland up there? Is it cold?
Yes, it's cold.
Oh man,
Yes,
It-
it is.
60 degrees ain't cold.
It was 60. It was
68 degrees.
It was
Um,
68 degrees, was it?
It was between 60 and 68.
yeah. I was up in Lancaster yesterday, and it just dropped like 10 degrees after about 5-6 p.m. And like it skipped over fall. It's like winter. It was like 40 something up there in the desert there in Lancaster. So props up to all my boys and girls in Lancaster. Happy birthday to Aurora Matabusin. She had her first birthday. That's my niece's daughter. And so yeah, it was a good time having some friends from Guam. Ron Palma, Jen Palma, Nikki, and Jerome up there. My boys from Guam. We were all in Japan too. Also, it was kind of fun to catch up. It's a 3-hour ride from San Diego to Lancaster. That's L.A. right outside of right like 30 minutes away from Edwards Air Force Base. So they all work on the base there. Happy Halloween, everybody. This is the Halloween edition. I almost forgot about it, man. Me and DJ Eric, we had a wedding on Friday.
Right. It was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah. So tell us a little about that. How did you connect with the bride?
Well, the bride's actually one of my patients. We did Invisalign on her, and she was just talking about her wedding, and then I was talking. I started talking about, oh, that's cool. I'm a wedding DJ, and after maybe about 2 or 3 visits, she goes, you know what? We really need a DJ. I said, but our DJ is going to have to be able to fit into our scheme of things. I go, why? What is that? Because we're going to be doing something non-traditional. We're going to do a Viking type wedding.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I'm in. Yeah. So, yeah, they didn't want to do anything tradition. There were no first dance or anything like that. They had their ceremony was actual. I guess it must have been a traditional Viking type of wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
And they were drinking mead, which is
some type of wine. Right?
a medieval type of wine. Yeah, right. I guess it's supposed to be the oldest type of wine there is.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
Huh.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was at the Fallbrooks. It's some, right outskirts of San Diego. They used to have horses around there, and so like a little plot. The house is nice, big land, and they
trees.
saved money on venue, and they just spent money on like the costumes of Vikings, and catering. Catering was good, right? The barbecue.
Yes.
Oh man.
I got
It was easy, and I'm not being racial, but white people, they dance to anything. Like
They were fun. They were a good crowd. They were a good crowd.
yeah, they're a good crowd.
They were
man.
a drunk crowd too. So
little EDM. They had tequila and all that, and just
Yeah.
shots, and then
Well,
kids were having.
As long as you play some Bon Jovi, it's on.
Oh yeah. They
they wanted some little
They'll
drunk.
dance on anything. Anything.
they won one. The sister of the
They showed-
groom came out and said, "Hey man, you gotta play Little John. Are you sure? All right, do the window." And everybody was twerking. The kids to the
You saw
wall.
somebody twerk, Floyd.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
Vikings twerking.
You saw
I mean,
somebody twerk
There
like
Yes.
the one
Yes.
girl that was twerking or dancing that's been going viral. That one.
Oh no.
yeah, no, they're all right. This club. These are Gen Zs. Little millennials. No, millennials. I think they're millennials. A little bit older. Yeah, they're having fun.
Like
they.
Ironing boards.
Yeah, they love EDM. A little rock, a little funk,
Little everything.
dance.
Little
Yeah, a little
everything.
everything. But yeah, but we got shut down again.
Again, that's
Really?
right.
It's
Why
too
they
much.
shut that down?
Too
We weren't
much
supposed
bass.
to end until 9, and they did it on purpose. They, in respect to the neighbors. But I think it was like almost 8:00. Police came. Neighbors, they said the neighbors were calling and complaining.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they said, "You guys are fine. Just turn down the bass." Yeah, I did
Yeah.
have a pretty big system out there.
Right.
So we turned them down, and then maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, you could hear the neighbor on the outside of the fence, yelling and screaming obscenities. Yeah. It's like, oh man.
So yeah, that's
Oh,
us.
there you go.
We even dressed up in little Viking, ish.
Nice. Nice.
I try to grow my little stash or beard down
Right.
here a little bit.
Where? There's a shadow.
That's all I had was a little, barely a thin shadow.
Yeah.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, so the Viking TV shows are big are in now, so they really went
Right.
out. All
Right.
out. Yeah, and then there
they
was their
have
ceremony.
little swords.
Their ceremony was short.
Mhm.
But it was cool. It was like being in a movie.
Yeah.
I like
Literally-
short ceremonies, so I like it
Yeah.
short, sweet, and simple.
Yeah,
You don't have to go all long drawn out.
yeah. So they rented a couple costumes for the main
Mhm.
party, and they're all decked out. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Some of them got their stuff custom made on Etsy.
Yeah,
They went all out.
Nice.
I like it.
Shave their heads and on the side. I mean,
Oh, yeah, they all had
it was it was cool. And then all the audience too were all put together. There were some dragons in there and some
Right.
witches. It was pretty
I'd have
awesome.
walked in there like they do on medieval times, walking there with a great big old turkey leg.
Yeah. So it was well thought out. It was really nice. It was cozy and
Right.
yeah. I think there's a video.
Go.
that's them.
It's the bride and groom when they first started.
Their neighbors get some haters.
Yeah. That's we first started with those songs. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
And the neighbors, you should have just gave them a plate and tell them go sit down somewhere.
Yeah. I think this is the one where yeah. Yeah. They had a little boy like a hobbit kind of. He was like a
yeah.
hobbit. Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun.
It was fun. It's I think our first real theme wedding.
Right,
It was kinda
right.
cool.
Where we had to dress up and everything. I've done other like superhero type weddings,
Right.
but this was
No.
all out.
Superhero wedding.
That's dope.
Yeah. Where the theme was a lot of the music we played like during dinner and stuff was things for Super Friends and Spider-Man themes. They walked into the actual Superman. I forget which one it is, but the dun dun.
Wow.
yeah. Fun
Hey.
stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was and they didn't spend a lot of money because they were we want to be very untraditional and
That,
There was
that
no-
was us. That's how we were for our wedding. We were very untraditional.
yeah, that's cool, man. But I was like
That's what
thinking
people
like
enjoy more because, like you said, a lot of people are getting tired of the long, drawn out ceremonies,
Right.
and
yeah.
having to wait for this and wait for that. Yeah, they fed us. We had dinner, and then we
Oh,
went
the
down.
barbecue was the bomb, man.
That was so good, man.
Look up Lucille's barbecue in Temecula. Holy
Yeah.
Oh, so
moly.
they fed y'all. Y'all ate first. Y'all was on the 1 and 2s. Like,
Oh yeah. It's good. They had barbecue and gumbo. Like holy shit.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
gumbo.
It was-
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Old enough.
Gumbo is not always good, but their gumbo that they had was good.
Okay,
It was
they had it catered.
Yes,
it was just enough spicy. Yeah, it was good. It was good food. Lucille, look it up. Lucille and Temecula, if you're ever back here in the West Coast. All right. Well, yeah, that was our fun. And then you DJ'd the next morning.
The next
at the-
morning, so I went home, slept a little bit, then woke up for my son's fall festival for their school. And that was fun to do because the schools haven't been able to do anything for
Right.
3 years, and even stepping into the school, none of us were able to step into the school. And so this was probably the first time that we got to do anything like that, and it was a blast. Everybody showed up in costumes. Parents came. We had food. We had Kona Ice was out there when it was
Oh,
trucks.
wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Yeah.
good times. Good times.
I think we're pretty much going back to normal, but we still gotta be careful out there.
Yes.
People
Yes.
are still getting sick, and we're gonna segue into the Halloween stampede in Korea.
Yeah, I was
it's
going to
a
mention that.
Big tragedy, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But let's have some fun. D3, are you ready?
Yep, let's get it.
All right, D3 with I Got Questions.
Well, this week was a pretty interesting week for me. As usual, I'm always in thought, and I got to the point to where I try to challenge myself on either seeing something new or learning something new or reading something new per day. And I just happened to come across a video of it was by a comedian, Schuler King, and he was talking about this lady who had I believe he was a 16-year-old son, and he took $2,000 worth of her money off of her credit card to buy his girlfriend all types of stuff that she really didn't need. And the mom was going to use that money for rent, and she was on a video crying and boo-hooing and everything about it. And all types of red flags kicked in. The first one was, are we just going to ignore the fact that this woman is paying her rent with a credit card? That's different.
Mhm.
I'm not going to knock her hustle if that's what she want to do. But secondly, it makes me wonder, why was she crying? And I thought back to times where if my mom or my dad or one of my elders told us to do something, then we actually did it. And there's things that I wouldn't do around my mother now. And I know she's in her 70s and her hand speed is not what it used to be. But but there's certain things around her now that I wouldn't do. And one of them would be stealing. I wouldn't steal from her, no matter what. Because there was times where my elders, you would go up to them and you wouldn't say anything. You would just stop, wait for them to acknowledge you. Then you could speak. But those days are different. I mean, it's different now. So what I have questions about is, why is it to the point now that parents feel that they have to be their child's friend? Number one. Number two, what is something that you wouldn't do around your parents right now that you definitely wouldn't do when you were a kid? I'm D3. I got questions.
Yeah, I think that's a big question.
Mhm.
How we, you know, us Gen what are we, Gen Z, Gen X.
Yeah.
It's kind of our fault, right? The boomers and they raised us, and we were raised in a no internet, no cell phone. You know, we were taught the old school of discipline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were allowed to play outside, you know, play Dungeons and Dragons, you know, throw rocks at each other, make mud. You know, we were, I don't remember really us being really, how do you say, always watched, you know? We're a latchkey kids, you know, we fended for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then we thought that we had it hard, like our parents were strict, our grandparents were strict. And then we in turn said, well, we know better. So I'm not going to raise my kids the way my parents raised me. I'm going to raise my kids, be their friends. My mom and dad weren't my friends, you know what I'm saying? You know?
I didn't raise Ariel like that. I didn't raise to be like her.
Yeah.
friend, whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's a few that like, no, we're going to be raised the same way. You know, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. You know, you I have authority. I have authority over you. But no, I got spanked. You know, did you get spanked? I got spanked.
Oh Lord, who'd you get spanked by, Floyd?
My mom, my dad. No, when my mom pinched me, he spanked me. I
That's
got
not what we
spanked.
mean, brother.
There's nothing like getting pinched in church.
Oh my God.
The pinching
yeah.
guy.
And God bless my dad. I love my dad. He most likely, you know, he most of the time left the discipline to my mom, but my mom would get mad. You know, I was a teenager. I was just all over the place, oldest, and my mom was like, see your son, blah blah blah, in Tagalog, and then my dad said, oh, okay, see, so he would get mad. He would just spank me because of my mom. I'm like, come on, mom. So, but my mom was more of the discipline. My dad, you know, he was always busy. He was a Navy guy.
Right.
Always deployed, and he was busy being a politic and all that. So, but yeah, but I was raised, you know, fearful of my parents. You know, I mean, that's just me.
What is a
He was, you know, parts of presidents of organizations, nonprofit, and whatever, in Guam. But yeah, I think that when you what do you call it, when you participated or volunteer for these youth sports, I remember when I was young. Remember when we were young, we only got trophies if you won. You know,
Yes.
second place or third place. There was no like, participation.
Like that on field day too in elementary.
Yeah.
You
So-
field day, be track and field and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you
so-
either walk home with ribbons or you not.
And if you don't have
Yeah.
any ribbons, it's brutal.
So we learned our lessons. We like, oh, we lost. Oh, we won. Oh, when we won, we won, and we lost, we lost. You know, everything meant something. There was a consequences to hard work. There's a consequences of like partying all night, and you go to football or baseball the next morning, you get fucked up, right? But now it's like, oh, I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get a little medal, a trophy or
You gotta
something.
put a lot more
Give my
money
all,
into
yeah.
it now too. You know,
Yeah.
sports, because even if your kid is great, then they want that extra money so they can pay for their participation trophies.
So consequences for the generation is not like our consequences.
Right.
What we were taught from losing and winning is different from their winning and losing.
Right.
But I think the ridicule back then was a whole lot harsher than it can be now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. We're in a society now that's a lot more sensitive.
I
Some of
mean,
the stuff-
everybody is getting
That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff that we said back then, I mean, some of the stuff that we heard in the in a lunchroom.
Mhm.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
and in the locker room after a game.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We used to have some bad shit.
during games. You
And
like,
what were you just looking at? Do the right thing, I think it was.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and then how they were blanking out stuff when they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say the words that we're not supposed
Yeah.
to say anymore.
yeah. I mean,
It's
this,
like, well, it's not just the kids, it's like the adults. Like, I mean,
Mm,
I know people that just have really just punked out. Like,
yeah, yeah.
think about it, we don't even have neighborhood uncles and aunts
mm-mm.
that sit there that would check you when you're doing something stupid.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
that are doing whatever to elderly folks. You're like,
Mhm.
where's the respect at?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think morals and culture and consequences, because TikTok, social media, YouTube, they kind of ruined it. They do these punked out
Right.
stuff, the
Right.
pranks. Some
How to
people are
do
getting
a portion.
popular. Yeah, popular. They're getting popular throwing shit at or taking a shit in Home Depot. Just disgusting things like to be popular, to be
Well,
liked.
It's things that we would never do, and that's
Yeah,
what's
I'm like, what the
influencing all
fuck?
the people and the kids now. And They're,
Right.
they're
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
it's okay because they see it on like you said, on
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok or YouTube or whatever.
But then that goes back to like you were saying, is it really like you said it was our fault? Does that go back to us not validating our kids to where it's the point to where they have to get a like from somebody that they'll never meet, or
Mm.
somebody that you don't know that's across the world or a different continent or whatever said, oh, they like what you
Mm.
did. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I got that adrenaline rush, that dopamine's kicking in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. Or like you say back on are we supposed to be friends with our kids and nieces and nephew, or are we supposed to be the authority? Are we supposed to be the mentors?
Personally, us being to the age that we are, the younger generation, whether they're our kids biologically or not, need to know that we're crazy just a little bit.
Oh fuck yeah.
Mm.
I think they need to know we're crazy just a
Just a
little.
little bit.
No, I'm not going to try that. Because personally, growing up, I knew that my mom and my dad, I know they're nuts. I know that for a fact. They'll deny it. They're like they don't remember, but I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I'm not doing that. I had friends that were
Mm.
playing hooky and doing whatever. I don't know what happened to them later on in life, but I know I was going to school. I wasn't playing.
Mhm.
Because if my mom drove past there and I wasn't there, 2 piece in a biscuit straight to the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think now we used to test the waters, but the kids this generation, they test the waters all the way.
They do.
That's
They
bad.
they test the line. Either
My
right
son
on the
does.
line.
I call
or
my
right
son
over.
out. I know you're testing the waters. I tell him.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to test me and see how far we get.
Yeah, they don't know what old main strength is. Or
Yes,
you-
yes.
Yeah.
I said, we always tell my son, like today we're on it, just like what D3 wants to know is, no, we tell him, you have, I would never disrespect my mother, answer back my mother or my father with any kind of disrespectful tone. I would never get caught doing that. And I respected them no matter how much I disagreed with them. I didn't show it to them. Okay, sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
No bass in the voice, no nothing.
Nothing. My
No,
son answers
no.
back with an attitude, and gives me attitude. I say, no, son, you're not doing that. Maybe your friends and your classmates can do that, but not in my household. So
Yeah.
I want you,
yeah.
and I tell them why. I said, I want you to learn how to be a respectful person. If you want people to respect you as well, I want you to learn some manners, and I want you to be a good person growing up. And I tell them that.
Mhm.
And the crazy thing is that opens so many doors that they don't even know it's even there.
Yes.
You'd be surprised just by saying yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, or yes,
Mhm.
sir, no, sir. People remember stuff like that, or you say yes and then say their name. People like hearing their name too. So
Mhm.
just little
Yeah.
things like that, just giving them that respect to even say their name.
Right.
I mean, it opens so many doors. I mean, personally, me with my job, I could be super duper nice people. Somebody having a bad day, and like, okay, well, you fight fire with water. Okay, well,
Mhm.
don't worry about it. We'll take care of it on our end. Oh, really? Thank you very much. You guys are so great. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just the respect thing.
Yes.
They're older than me or not. I mean, that's what it's about.
I think also we correct me if I'm wrong. I think we the last 30 or 40 years when we started working, we overwork. we don't have enough time to mentor our kids or our nieces or nephew, right?
But I think part of that is because we're trying to catch up on some stuff that we should have been taught a long time ago.
Gotcha.
We're trying to catch up. So we can't teach them what we don't know ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're caught in the middle.
Yeah. Do you think maybe because like our parents, they had to grow up fast? I mean, by the time they're their early 20s, they got responsibilities. They got adult responsibilities, house, mortgage, kids. And as we grew up, we're starting a little bit later to have our family, to get married. And you can tell Carla in Japan, they're having a problem with people not getting married in their 20s or 30s, some of them in their 40s, not even having kids, where our parents, that is the norm. You get married, you're in a relationship, you get married. By the time you're 25, you should have a couple kids already, and you have a mortgage, you have a house, you have responsibilities. Now our generation and above and behind us, after us, we're not getting houses in our 20s. We're not getting these big responsibilities and waking up. We're partying all of 20s to the mid 30s, all 20s and 30s, so partying. So that's probably why that we're not. The difference between the cultural shift is like the responsibilities is later in life versus right early off the 20s off the bat.
Well, some of it because we were also, because of their sacrifices, we're given the opportunity now to be able to stay in school and try to better educate ourselves.
Oh yeah.
But also inflation and everything else is happening, and so that's making it harder to buy that house that we should have had when we were 25.
Yeah.
I think we unnecessarily put frames on ourselves as well, or a time frame that really is imaginary. I have to have this by the time I'm 38. I have to have this. Who said?
Yep.
Are you scared of dying? I mean, that's not good either.
Right.
But you got to do, regardless of what the time frame is, because I try to tell myself, 50 is the new 30.
There we go.
Yeah.
Till I wake up in the morning, knees and elbows and all that stuff start cracking. And okay.
Could you think back? Remember the movies, the TV shows that we watched from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, like Ted Bundy. He was a shoe salesman?
Al Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Al Bundy. Al Bundy. Hey, wrong Bundy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Ted, about the serial killer.
Al Bundy. Sorry, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy is a killer, right?
Like, where's this going, Floyd?
But no, he was a shoe salesman with a big ass house. Right? Family Matters. What was the father? He was a cop, right? Carl Winslow. He was like a Ted Bundy. And it was like Ted.
No.
Bruh.
Bad example. Bad example.
Not Ted Bundy. Al Bundy. Yeah. So you have these TV shows where they're affording their life was afforded with minimal, with regular job, one job. We have to hustle. We have to fucking, we can work at a 60, 70,000. That's good in some states, but in California, that's barely middle class. So,
in Maryland too, and
70,000. That's barely middle class.
You're gonna be struggling.
But if you're 70,000 in Texas or North Dakota, South Dakota, something like that, you're good to go, right? So we have to work harder. We have to, and then now we're more materialistic. We have to have everything, the shoe game, the Tesla, like all that. So
I don't even worry about that stuff right there.
I know, man.
No need to.
I don't fit in at all. It is what it is.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Give me a Toyota.
So I guess what we're trying to say is it's just not one factor. It's a lot of factors, culturally, economically, we have to work more jobs to just afford, put food on the table and then have a house, and pay utilities now and all that. So
Oh, Atlanta got expensive too.
yeah. Atlanta. Oh, I'm pretty sure Georgia.
Downtown.
Really?
Like Buckhead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bucket.
No, you got teachers with masters and PhDs, and they're teaching all day, and then they got to go bartend. Just
to network and do whatever, to try to get another.
Yeah. And some people try to do the podcast or TikTok thing to make some extra cash. So it's not the way it is. Companies are getting greedy too. They're not paying anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but then at the same time, it's crazy. A lot of these companies are also right to hire states, so they can fire you at any time without reason.
Yeah.
So then you're already on pins and needles. Don't know when your pink slip coming.
Yeah.
You got a mortgage or something like that. You're like, hey, bro.
And think about it too. How many of us, besides people in the military, would stay at a company for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, something like that, and have a pension. That's not that many. There was that one, I think Burger King or Jack in the Box. He worked like 20 years. He's never been off. Like he never missed a day of his work.
Calvin. Yeah,
Calvin.
Calvin, way to go, young blood, getting paid. We talk about on
Whack Arnold's.
Whack Arnold's on Dave Chappelle.
That's what Edwin said. That's one reason not to have a significant other. Edwin's like forever single.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my!
Yeah.
His girlfriend is named Shea Butter.
Was it Queen Helen?
Cocoa butter.
Blessings in the night.
The right or the left. See, I'm not paying no $300. Shit, 5 minutes.
Talk to Shay.
That my shit that I can get for.
We'll feed the geese with Shay.
I know.
That's disgusting.
All right.
You can afford dates, but not a wife.
I know, right?
Where you going on dates?
No, date. Some people, no, bro. Some people just go out on a date to get something to eat. No.
Guilty. I'd be like, yeah.
This ain't gonna work out. Check, please.
Well, there was one.
That was good.
Yeah, they had some TikToks and or even conversations where like if one guy asked a girl on a date and brought a friend.
What friend? What do you mean, friend?
So the guy asked the girl out on a date, right? Dinner date, whatever it is, right? And the girl brought a friend, like girlfriend.
Oh.
For what?
Right? So at the end of the dinner, he's like, okay, he pays for the girl. I was like, hey, aren't you gonna pay for my friend? I go,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
what would you do? Edwin, what would you do?
No, you got to set the parameters before you even start eating. No, I was like, what's this? What y'all doing? This is a separate check, just to let y'all know.
Well, number one, probably the girl surprises you with a friend. Go, oh shit, you don't want to be rude. Like, oh damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but things like that, I feel like if she starts it in the beginning, it's gonna continue because it's like at the very beginning, like you have some nerve.
What's stopping her from bringing more and more people? And I gotta pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Got my face.
Yeah.
Or that one where the girlfriend had a birthday party, like 22, 23, and she brought like 15 other girls.
Yeah.
And the check came out to like $3 or $4 grand.
Oh.
And he's like, hey man, I'll pay for you. I ain't paying for all these motherfuckers.
She had a whole attitude. I'm like,
You saw that video? Yeah, you saw that video?
Really?
Like,
Yeah. I mean, what are you doing?
What would you do? Like, no, man. Ain't happening.
But there's also the same people that do that, or the same ones that say they're independent. They don't need a man. They sucker free, remember?
Yeah.
I'm FREE.
Yeah, sucker free, remember? but all of a sudden they still trying to find another sucker to pay for all their friends.
Right.
Mm.
How that work?
I'm glad it never happened to me. I'll tell you right now. Well, I was dating back in the day before cell phones, so shit. I was old school.
So quick question, Floyd. You ever did a dine and dash?
No, never.
Sacre bleu. We did one.
I
in Newport.
always had to pay.
We did it. Oh, yeah, it was like 8 of us. Oh, we were tore up too. It was 8 of us.
Oh no, man.
All the way back from March, and we went to Newport Beach to Denny's.
I have too much.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. So we were like, hey, I'll go to the bathroom real quick. Okay. We was tore up. Oh, it was bad. Then went to the bathroom. Next person went to the bathroom. The bathroom. When that one person went in, the other person walked right past the table, went out.
Mm.
All of us ended up doing that. It took about 2 or 3 minutes.
Mhm.
All the way to the last person, huh?
To the last person and drove and left. Oh man, you talk about. I know they were hot. No, they were
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
Oh man.
I know. I never even thought. Never had that situation that happened. Always paid. Someone paid.
I go back
always,
out there,
so.
I'm a fam.
We were bad kids, but we never did that. Maybe because a lot of us were waiters, and we were cooks and bartenders, and so we understood.
I thought about it,
Yeah.
especially if I got really bad service
Oh, yeah.
and the food wasn't good.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Let your food come there cold.
Yeah,
Mm. All right. All right. Let's go to our top 5. We haven't had this in a while. Let's go to our top 5 scariest movies of all time. All right, you guys give me your list of top 5 scariest movie. Has no specific order. If you want to, you can rank it from number 1 to 5 to number 1. Who wants to go first?
Carla.
Why I gotta go first? I forgot what I said. I know.
We don't want to overbear the conversation.
Anyway, so mine was The Shining, with Jack Nicholson in it.
Oh,
I didn't know all them people were ghosts. I feel so left out of everything. But anyway,
and and that movie was quiet as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It wasn't like no big soundtrack or no. It was like quiet.
yeah.
you're gonna laugh.
It was like
I've
reading
never
a book.
seen The Shining.
Oh shit, The Shining is scary as fuck.
I've been trying to watch The Shining for the last couple years.
You have not
But
watched
every time I haven't watched it. I tried to. There were a couple times, but then all of a sudden my son would walk into the room or something, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to turn it off."
Yeah,
And I just never got back to it. I've been wanting to watch it. It's not that I don't want to
you
watch
gotta be in
in
the
our
right.
age group, and you have not watched The
I
Shining.
know,
What?
man.
it. My parents used to send me out of the house when they used to watch anything scary.
Yeah.
I feel that is like alien status. No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mm.
No, but you haven't seen it. Okay.
All
I've
right.
seen it, but I don't remember too much of it. So,
Oh,
I just remember Scatman Crothers in it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Red
Ringo-
rum. Red
I
rum.
always feel so bad when people start talking about The Shining. I'm like, oh man, I've never seen
It's kind of like Psycho. It's in that generation where
Yeah.
it's left to your thought. Like it's like reading a book, to your imagination. So it's
Mhm.
very suspenseful. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I definitely have I had Exorcist on there. I
Yeah.
think. Did I?
That's
Yeah,
Exorcist,
definitely.
Ringu. Did you see Ringu?
Ooh,
The one
Ringu.
that's it was The Ring, but it was made in Japanese.
Oh.
Japanese
Oh yeah.
horror movie.
Oh yes.
They're scary.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ringu was on my list. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street was like more of like a scary, funny.
The first one was scary to me.
The first one. Yes, the first one was
Yeah.
more scary than the rest of
Her
it.
ass blasted up. I mean, when her friend got her blasted
Yeah.
up on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, what got me was what's name though, man. Nightmare on Elm Street when he grabbed that girl and told her prime time and pulled her head into the TV.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but
Just-
that was like on the third one. or
Yeah,
something.
that dude was heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. D3, what you got?
To be honest with you, I only like scary movies that are actually realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just see things differently. I just see certain stuff. You be like, that's fake. Yeah, I mean, you can see the rubber latex hanging off his face. Come on.
Yeah.
But But when I saw the first 3 Saws, I'm like,
So I was good.
somebody could really build that. How you gonna get out of it? What you gonna do? You gonna cut your eyeball out to get a key?
Yeah.
Or if not, you just gonna let that 30 seconds go by, the whole thing collapse on your head, and you're dead anyway. What you gonna do? You're gonna lose an eye for an eye. What you gonna do? You gonna stick your hand in there and it's pulling back your skin to grab something, or you just gonna let it go and it just yanks your whole arm off?
Yeah.
The dude's a mechanical engineer, and I mean that was realistic to me. And I'm like, bro,
that's scary.
Beyond,
Right.
beyond.
It was like human
hatred.
trafficking, but with like a haunted.
Yeah. It was. It actually was human trafficking. He was kidnapping. He was doing all that stuff, and all of that was realistic to me. I'm like, that's horrible.
And he knew like the backstories of people. Like,
and he think about it. He's technically a vigilante. If you want to go there, he was a vigilante.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, well, you got rich off of the innocent and all this other stuff. So I like to play a game. You're like, oh, bro, that dude's a trip.
and he gonna play the game.
Oh yeah.
Whether you say yes or no. He gonna play it.
Yeah. You have no choice.
So all 3 Saws, Nightmare.
Saw.
That was weird until they started doing the backstory of why Freddy Krueger was burnt like that. And that
Right.
lumberjack sweater he had on. And I would say I don't know what was going on. It was a couple times where I would actually see Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
They showed that little dog, the pug dog, had a human face on it.
Yeah.
Every time we go to my aunt's house in Wilmington, for some reason that was always on. It was like a marathon or something. I don't know, but every time we went up there, that would actually show one way or another.
We need to watch that.
Yeah. That was kind of. I was like,
I'm gonna write that down. I haven't watched that in a while.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Even the Blob was a trip too.
I was gonna say the Blob. Yeah, that was a good one.
Those are the older ones, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Nightmare on Elm Street, and even my wife and my daughter Ariel, they hooked me up to American Horror Story because I wasn't. Really some of that is kind of crazy too.
Yeah. I tried to get him to Walking Dead, but he couldn't.
The TV show?
Yes, he never seen The Walking Dead.
So
I was in the beginning, and then towards the middle, I got out.
Yeah, when they killed Glenn, I was done.
When they killed Glenn is when I started.
That shit. Spoiler alert: they killed Glenn. I'm done. I was done.
Laying up.
Oh gosh, yeah, the whole world stood still. I think.
Yeah, I was just like, I was devastated.
Yeah, I think they lost steam after that. After they killed Glenn, like, oh, man.
Well, after that, because the Negan, that was the Negan episode that Dave Chappelle did on Saturday Night Live. Remember with the bat? It was whistling.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I got to see that.
Oh my gosh! Yes, you have to see that one.
So I'm gonna based on the movies I actually watched. I watched a lot of the horror movies. Probably as a kid, that was scary. Obviously, as an adult, scary movie is a little bit different. So remember Creepshow?
Oh,
yeah, that's a good one.
The first one.
The guy said, "I want my cake."
Yeah. Or like, I can hold my breath forever. And fucking dude. And they put the cake, and they put the head, and they put the candles on the head. Oh my god! And then when Stephen King, Stephen King was in there, and he turned into a plant.
Yeah, he turned into grass, and he just committed suicide because he touched a meteor. That's what it was. He touched a meteor, and he started growing grass all over him.
Exactly.
You see a tuft of grass pop up.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then the one with the I can hold my breath forever. I think it was a guy who kept killing girls.
Yeah, wasn't that
in the ocean? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the girl or whatever came back from the ocean and then put him in the ocean.
Yeah, buried him in the sand and didn't let the tide come in.
Yeah, and he's like, I can hold my breath forever. Pet Cemetery, the first one.
Oh,
yes, I wrote that down.
Oh, good shit.
Yeah.
The baby's laugh.
Yeah, that little
the baby, the little baby with the scapula.
You mean the scalpel?
Scalpel.
Movie, man.
Scapula. Yeah, this is scapula.
He ran up his nose.
Yeah.
That got me like.
He got.
I would have played with you.
and the baby was cutting up the Achilles heel, you know, it's cutting the legs, you know? But you see the face goes, I thought that was scary. And then Children of the Corn.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Man.
You Malachi.
Children of the Corn was like the one.
That
boy.
was one when we were younger.
I mean, Stephen King had some like back-to-back movies during that 80s, 90s runs.
Drive by him wasn't no joke either. Was it like some type of weird stuff came from outer space and it caused machines to hurt people?
Oh,
and he had the Joker emblem on that truck. That truck.
Oh, yeah.
What about The Conjuring?
That's a little bit later, but that was scary. Cujo.
Cujo, yeah.
Cujo was, yeah.
And then the original It.
Yeah. I didn't want to go swimming when Orca came out.
Oh man. Carrie wasn't super scary, but it was, you know, paranormal. But you know, Carrie was
kind of remind me of Prom Night.
They're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
So a lot of Stephen King movies. It, you know, the original It, that was scary. Christine. Yeah, so a lot of those like from the early 80s that I watched.
I gotta why do camp counselors always get killed when they're trying to have sex? Think about it. Camp Crystal Lake with Jason. There's always somebody there not paying attention, trying to have sex, and then both of them get stabbed in the bed at the same time.
So I think the theory is because it started with not started with, but one of the big scenes in Psycho, you know, with the shower curtain scene. So sex, murder, you're vulnerable. So they started having these scenes like, hey, you have to have a sex scene. Like they get killed when they, you know, when they're making love or whatever, or they're naked or whatever, because you're vulnerable and you get killed.
You're vulnerable. You're doing something you're not supposed to be doing at the time.
Yeah. It was kind of a role. It's like, hey, scary movie. Hey, we have to have a scene where they're naked. They have a scene where they're doing it and they get killed, something like that.
Or if they're in the bathtub, or if they're in the
yeah.
The
The Ring. I think the remake of The Ring, where they were in Japan with what's her name, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh yeah.
And the ghost inside the house, and then the little boys and the little boys inside the on the stair.
Oh yeah.
And this white girl's like, hey, he's like, what's your name? He goes, Toshio. Motherfucker, there's a random kid in your house.
What's your name? Shit.
Oh, I would have got him out of there with a 38.
Hell yeah. Walking around my house, I see a random kid in my house. I'm out of that motherfucking house. I am out.
Gotta go.
Oh man!
Like, go in the bathroom and there's some girl taking a bath. I'm out.
I'm out.
Martha Chucky, Child's Play. Yeah.
Chucky.
That was Ariel's first scary movie. She was probably about 3 years old.
Oh man!
She was watching that, and I went to go and change the channel, and she screamed.
Oh my
God! Ever since then, she loved scary movies. Oh. But she never repeated like the words, like she didn't cuss or anything like that. I don't know.
But she liked it, huh?
Yeah,
crazy.
She loved it. Yeah, she still loves scary movies. Well, she's more into anime now. You can't get her out of anime.
Oh, I got another question. Yo, CD Guns Blaze one. If you're still on there, I remember a time growing up where you had a My Buddy doll. What if that My Buddy doll was doing what Chucky was doing?
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened?
Chucky did it.
My buddy and me. Yeah.
Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense. Yeah, Flora said The Sixth Sense. Yeah, that was a good movie. That one was like, I see dead people.
Right at the blew my mind.
And then he was, what's his name? The psychiatrist.
Oh, I don't remember.
What's his name? The bald-headed guy. You know,
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Yeah. You didn't know it till the end. Go, holy shit, he's dead.
Yeah, you go too.
Yeah.
I see dead people. I see you. You go.
Yep. Holy shit, that's Donnie Wahlberg. You know, he's fucking motherfucker. He killed them all. Oh, fuck. That tripped me up. The Sixth Sense, and was it one with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt?
6.
Oh,
They were cops. Yes. And the last one, No, it was. I'm sorry, it was 7. My bad.
7.
Seven. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yes.
The 6th one was they were all doing the 7 deadly sins, and then the last one was his wife
Yeah, 7.
got killed and her head was in a box. That's what
Woo!
yeah.
Yeah. So they went throughout the whole
think I
movie
just
with
left out
these 7 sins, right? And they killed
Yeah.
that way, gluttony, you know, blah 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 blah, and then the end was like revenge, like
Yeah. Cause you remember the one with they had was a gluttony. They kept
Yeah.
feeding that dude. And
Mm,
he basically
True.
exploded.
yeah,
That
that was a and the 8mm. Those movies are like they make you think, like, holy fuck,
Right.
what would you do if that happened to you? Like if you found your wife's head, right?
And she was pregnant.
Pregnant, and she was pregnant too. And it was all revenge. And you know, like if I killed this guy, he wins.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Brad Pitt's face, when that's he was in his prime. Brad Pitt was like, "Fuck this guy,"
Right.
and then I almost, if spoiler alert, fucking bam.
Hey,
Right.
hey, just take my gun and my badge. If I catch a charge, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Killed my family. So I mean,
Yeah,
whatever
it's a
happens,
lot of,
happens, man. I'll plead temporary insanity. It is what it is.
yeah. At that point, it's over, man.
Yeah.
I lost it. I'd be temporarily insane.
The Citizen.
How about
guy-
Paranormal Activity? You guys ever watch that?
Oh,
The first one was scary because of San Diego.
Law
Yes.
Abiding
The first one, that
Paranormal.
that was probably me and my wife here. We just moved into our home and we couldn't sleep for like a week after that. After watching that
Paranormal
movie.
Therapy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. And we watched that movie in the daytime. We went home.
Par-
Yeah.
We were
you gotta
hearing
watch
stuff at night, bumps and everything, you know.
Yeah, you gotta watch the first one. So Paranormal is based on a actual event here in San Diego. And that's when they first had, like, we really had easy access to CTVs, the cameras in your house,
Security cameras and
security cameras. So now it's prevalent, everybody has it. But then they caught, like, this house was just haunted as shit.
Yeah. And that house was maybe just a couple blocks away from where Amabel used to live.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I believe in that. I'm not sensitive to the spirit, so thank goodness. But yeah, it's crazy, dude.
theory about that too. I think a lot of it is based upon people's fear.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Spirits or
because of
whatever
that movie, we were so
whatever.
fearful here in the house. We were manifesting whatever was happening.
Yeah, you're gonna see what you're thinking you're gonna see.
Yes.
I like Candyman, Cabrini Green,
Candyman was good.
Oh,
yeah.
The new Candyman
Yeah.
and the history
And Bloody
behind
Mary.
it was dope.
Oh, I haven't
Bloody
seen
Mary.
it. Is it good?
Yeah.
It was done by Jordan Peele,
Oh, I got
and it has the history behind it on why the people were actually candy
Right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's thorough.
Candyman.
Yeah, more than one.
I think that actor is still alive too, right? He's probably old now, but the guy who played
Tommy
Candyman.
I
Yeah.
think he
I
died.
think he
I
died.
think he passed away.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Y'all got any old trails or anything like that in San Diego that y'all don't go down that might be considered haunted or anything like that?
Yes.
Oh yeah. There's a couple here.
Yeah, we got one that's called and I've been down it. It's called Proctor Valley Road. That's a legend down over here where there's a lot of new houses out there now, but it used to just be a dirt road to go between the mountains.
Yeah.
And the stories are people used to drop people, dead bodies out there because it was easy access for them, but it's far enough out that people couldn't find them. There were stories of body parts being found out there. The other story is you can get chased by back there, KKK. Chase people out of those areas. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and I remembered it was one night we went out there with a bunch of friends and we were driving. We were into it maybe about 45 minutes and we just saw lights coming out of nowhere. And so we turned off our lights, tried to drive in the dark. Probably, surprisingly didn't kill ourselves.
Mm.
But nowadays, now that I think about it, it was probably just a border patrol.
Trying to catch a mule.
Right. Because, we're not too far from the border. There's another road called Black Mountain Road over here. Supposedly, if you see a lady dressed up in all white.
The white
Don't
lady.
pick her up. Yeah, the white
La-
lady. Don't
La
pick her up.
Llorona? How you pronounce it? La Llorona?
Black Mountain Road.
Oh, because I know in La Llorona, this that lady is supposedly drowned her kids, and she's still looking for them. And you hear her go by her, she's screaming by somebody at water or something like that. And you
Mm.
We got the
with her or something like
Pokémon
that, she
Force.
just grab you. Oh man! But Tim made a good point. Yeah, those Final Destination movies. I don't ride past trucks that got logs. No,
Yeah, see, I'm
no.
not that person.
Yeah.
For the log trucks.
Mhm.
Either I try not to say anything, but I'll always end up if somebody's in the car. Yeah, it reminds me of Final Destination. Like, shut up, Carla. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up in the islands too, in the Philippines, and they're
God.
superstitious, and there's so many ghosts
I
and
like
all that.
Japan.
Okinawa was haunted. Japan
Yes.
was haunted.
Hamby
But
Town.
I worked.
Really?
Remember, Carla? I worked in the mortuary. I was at training there. We had our training office was there, and I didn't feel anything. And there's a couple nights I slept over there. I was just drunk. Like fuck, I can't go home. You know, they dropped me out in the morgue. The morgue.
Wow, I know we
Yeah.
had a workshop back there. We had
Yeah,
a workshop like right outside the morgue is where the IT workshop was.
Yeah, the whole building's actually the morgue, but half the
Yeah.
building was split into training, unit training.
Right.
So we did all unit training there. So everybody would come to us, do their annual or quarterly, training with us. But
Right.
Emi-san, because we helped out sometimes with packages. They come in and we ice them, all that, and tag them. But she would know when there was somebody delivered to our freezers or our refrigerators. She would see them. So like her desk was right in front of me, across me, and I would see her look like this. And then I know, like, you see somebody? Goes, yeah. Oh fuck.
You lucky. I heard stories about being in that morgue and then somebody they end up exhaling some gas or something and raise up.
Mm.
I would have tore my clothes up.
No.
Oh, it'd have been bad. I'd have changed them drawers.
I'm glad I'm not sensitive, man. I don't see shit. I may feel, I may feel something, but lately, no, man. My school's haunted.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I'll admit I'm a chicken shit when it comes to.
Yeah.
I don't take no chance.
If I walk into the house and someone says slide, I'm the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okinawa was definitely haunted.
Yeah, it'll be a short story. If us four went to the house and it's haunted, you see blood, it'll be we're not going to this house today.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm just gonna start running just because y'all better keep up.
Yeah, we are all alive because we ain't going into the house.
Beat you.
Oh,
Yeah.
You gotta find your own hiding spot. No, don't hide.
Yeah, that's why you don't see a lot of movies with brown people, Asian people, black people. Nope, there's no haunted house for that shit.
Chances are we're the first ones to die. We are.
Yeah, we're normally the first ones to die. Always the first ones to die.
Hell yeah.
Get them out of here because if not, they're gonna set it off.
Get rid of the fastest one, and then everybody else will be slow. You can take your time.
Right.
Like I said, it'd be a fast movie. No, we ain't. Nobody died today. We ain't going here. Oh, the only person will die is Chester and Lonnie. You guys want to go in there? Go ahead, man. We ain't going in this house. Mm.
You know what was
All right.
scary when I was a kid was Thriller.
Mm.
Wasn't a movie, but that was a scary video at the time.
Pretty gross.
Yeah. Flora said we won't be in part 2. Hell no, because we're still,
No.
like you said, we'll still be alive. Fuck that shit.
You'll only be in it if they were reminiscing or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You remember Chad? Yeah, bro. I remember Chad.
Came to me in a dream.
Chad and Shelly. Whoo. God bless their heart.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go to our hot topic of the day here. Hold on. All right, before I show the video, so this video there's a actual video from someone with a camera, video camera. So at least 151 people killed as Halloween crowd surge turns deadly in South Korea. Dozens more were reported injured when they were crushed during a Halloween celebration in Seoul on Saturday night. This is Itaewon, right out of the old Yongsan Army base. I grew up there in '87 to about '91. It's a very popular place with lots of clubs. The streets are so like really thin, like four people. Yeah, real narrow. Like it's almost like one-way street to get in there with a car. And so, but ever since it's been a popular place for clubs, and the clubs are like, dude, it's like Japan, Carla. Like 150 people can fit in this one room. Like holy shit.
Yeah.
So it's always been at that point where the occupancy rate was like, ooh, this is dangerous. If something happened. So over 100,000 people. Now you got to remind that Seoul has about 9 million plus people in just the city of Seoul alone. 9 million people. So this is a Halloween celebration. It happened on Saturday, and it's pre-COVID. This is after COVID. This is the first time we're out there. Everybody's out, dude. So I'm gonna show you the video here. There was a lot of people. I've been there before, and it was to a point where too many people were coming into these little streets, little clubs, and you couldn't move. You couldn't move at all.
Well, they said there was a celebrity. There was news that a celebrity was showing up at some club or something, and I think that's what everybody was trying to get to.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what they reported.
So the crowd surge happened during one of the most raunchous celebrations of the year, of course, Halloween. It's just like Japan and Shibuya. Many as 100,000 people. Local news media were out there. Clocks, I guess some celebrities were out there. It was supposed to be out there. Itaewon Nightlife District Saturday evening for Halloween festivities. So I'm going to show you the video real quick. And it's such. I feel for everybody. It should never happen, but man, it could. Every year like that in Shibuya would be the same way, it could happen. So hold on. Look at that. So what happened is one person, look at that. See that? Dude, that's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That's Itaewon right there. The streets, I'll tell you, it's super narrow. Clubs everywhere. Look at that.
Yeah, see, there it is. Rumors of a celebrity. Showing that.
Some people escape by climbing on top of the walls.
Wouldn't even want to be in there.
Of course, in Times Square on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one that even showed the bodies lined up on the floor.
Yeah. So
that they.
I'm gonna warn you right now. The video you're about to see. Okay, take the kids away. It's gonna be heart wrenching right now. So hold on. They're doing CPR.
To get crushed like that, there's nowhere you can go. Nobody can hear you.
Fucking nuts.
That is at Travis Scott concert.
Yeah.
Wow, those people.
This is 150 people passed out, fell, got crushed. Look at that scene. Holy shit. Young teenagers, 20-year-olds. Oh my God.
Horrible.
They're dead. They're done.
Dang.
That's man, that's crazy.
It is. It is.
You know.
Mass casualty events are just horrible, man. They're rough. I mean,
So-
that's just as bad as a plane crash.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So the report is there's 2 Americans that died also.
Mm.
The Itaewon tragedy that happened Saturday is the worst peacetime disaster in South Korea since the Sewol ferry sank off the country's southwestern coast in 2014. Like the ferry disaster, the majority of the victims in Itaewon appeared to be in their youth for Halloween festivities in the nightlife district of Itaewon. Dozens of bodies of victims were first transported to a nearby indoor gymnasium where families had been gathering overnight. On Sunday morning, gymnasium officials said that those victims had been taken away to the hospitals and reported dead. So there are a couple more injuries, but as of now, there's about 151 that passed away. 19 of them were foreign nationals, 2 were Americans.
Mm.
Yeah, so whoever the mayor of that town, they're done, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they should have been out there right away as soon as they see the crowds piling up like that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll show you like kind of like just how the streets look like. It's really small. Have you ever been to Itaewon, guys? Partied there in Yongsan, right there. That's how that's how it looks.
Mhm.
That's how narrow. Think about 100,000 people funneling through this little alley.
It's like that too, right outside. I mean, all of them like that. Right outside of Osan is just like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So this is Itaewon Street here. There's a lot of shopping here, but back behind these hotels where like there's the alleys where all the so right here, multiple victims right here. Yeah, it was nuts. So what?
How do you regulate outside?
Right.
Well, there is a point where now, if this happened, for next year, if there is a next year, they would have to they would have to close off the streets,
Yeah.
Curfews.
Yep, have close the street and say, oh, there's too many people. Nope, you ain't coming in. You ain't coming in. So it's like in Las Vegas. What do you call that? The
The strip.
yeah, the strip. No, the strip where
Fremont.
Yeah,
Fremont.
Yeah, so they have a barrier. Like, oh, can't come in. So many people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Fremont needs to be a little under control.
but most likely, I mean, because it makes a lot of money. There's a lot of people that clubs and businesses there. They're not going to cut it off entirely, but they're most likely going to control the crowd. Like, no, you can't come in.
Right.
Yeah, big ass line. So you can't close off on both ends of the Itaewon because the beginning of Itaewon Street there, that's the base, Yongsan. There's a gate right there. Yeah.
Oh.
And then go all the way down to Hanam Village, which is the old housing for the army dependents too. So crazy. Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I feel sorry for all the families, and it was mostly young people, in their early 20s and 19. So, so my heart goes out to Korea and to the families out there. Man, it should never happen. But if everybody who's been on Itaewon, that's how it looks like. It is very narrow, very narrow.
It always did amaze me when I used to see cars trying to go both ways down those streets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they would some kind of way they would do it. That's the first place I actually saw like a Daewoo and Hyundai's. 1991. So, but the streets are so narrow that it looks like it's a one-way street, but no, it's actually a two-way street.
Really.
It's different. It's just different over there.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, what do you do?
Was it like Bar Row?
Yeah, just like that. Literally, those streets were like that. And think about 100,000, say 10,000 people walking through that Bar Row. 100,000 people, probably more than that, trying to get into this small alley, of bars and roads and all that. There's no way. So, tragedy.
My heart goes out to all of them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Wow.
Wakes you up. Well, happy Halloween, everybody. Not the best story to lead into Halloween, but this is probably the second Halloween where everybody's now able to go and do Halloween, or second Halloween.
Second.
So
Probably second.
Second one. Yeah. Last year we were pretty open.
Mhm.
Any big plans for Halloween?
I know y'all better be careful out there. You heard about the guy that was in LA that they found 12,000 fentanyl pills.
That's my biggest thing. Looking for that.
Is that for real? Come on.
Yeah.
Why?
The fentanyl, man.
They had them in candy boxes.
Yes.
They were in different types of candy boxes, like for Skittles, Smarties, and all that.
Yeah.
Bro,
Well, why?
you better get your own candy.
Crazy
Yeah.
People like that,
Bad people.
your own candy, or get candy specifically from.
Yeah, but remember back in the days, like, oh, watch their apples. People will give apples and shit. The razor blades and apples.
Right.
Fentanyl? The fuck?
Yeah, and they were going to sell it, but they actually were holding them in Starburst and Skittle boxes and stuff like that too.
Wow.
They were trying to smuggle them in.
They were probably just trying to disguise them, but
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're disguising the candy. I don't think they meant like, oh, we're gonna sell these motherfuckers, because fentanyl, that's pretty expensive.
right.
That's make a lot of money.
12,000 pills. They wasn't going to just hold them. So they tried to offer them things.
Yeah. I believe they were in like hidden in candy to be sold, not to be like, hey, I'm gonna pass these motherfuckers out
No.
to these
I
kids.
don't think they were
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it
Yeah.
like
But they're worried that it's just gonna get mixed up out there somewhere, and some kids.
Yeah,
can get it.
Like
Yeah.
on Ranger King.
Yep. Well, if you go to my house, I'm gonna give you some hot lumpia. Be hot ass lumpia in your plastic bag, and they're gonna burn through your plastic bag. So you gotta hold it in your hand and eat it.
Oh man.
better eat it fast.
Right? This old man gave me some egg rolls. Lumpia. The difference.
I'm giving out antacids.
There is a difference.
I'm giving out antacids. Take that. Yeah, yep,
I
good
need
for
some mayonnaise.
Yeah, the egg rolls are short and stumpy. Lumpia is long, but skinny.
He's right.
Oh my
Like a number 2 pencil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smoother, because the egg rolls is kind of lumpy, so
Yeah,
it's like the texture of the lumpia is smoother.
They're short and thick. Won't kill you, but you get a mouthful. All right, guys. Yeah, Highway 54. Happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe. Have fun. But winter is coming.
It is.
Be careful. Be careful. People getting cold, and it's cold out. The flu's out there still. Get your flu shots, whatever. Just be safe. Hope Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know people partied out there, so be careful. Be out there. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Subscribe. Just some heads up updates. Carla D3, we might be having a new podcast coming out soon, right?
Yes.
We're working on the logistics behind it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Podcast or my one only? My OnlyFans.
What do you put on your OnlyFans? Your feet?
Oh,
Yeah, feet.
You really have an OnlyFans for your feet?
mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang.
Oh man.
How's the Astros? The Astros won? Fuck the Astros.
I heard the Astros are cheaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fuck the Astros.
I heard.
I want Philly to win. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
It's
Good luck.
fun to be,
I know. All right, thank you guys so much. Flora, who else was out there? Mama Barbara, Tim,
Edwin.
Corey,
City Guns Blaze one.
Carl from Ariel.
Yeah, we missed Charles. We need Charles to call in next week.
Edwin, yeah.
Edwin was on there.
Yeah, we never heard from Charles.
Edwin was more than 5 on my book. Locked up.
Yeah. All right, guys. My name is DJ Kid Mango, DJ Mr. A, Carla D3. We'll see you guys all next week. Coach Andy will be back next week, and don't forget to catch him on Wednesdays at About That Wallet. See you guys. Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.